Hello, everybody. This is 3SP. I'm coming to you with another update. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the possible Antifa uprising happening on November 4th, which in my current time is tomorrow. Now, do I think it's credible that Antifa is going to do an uprising? Maybe, is all I can say. I did see that there are a couple people saying that the New York Times has a full page ad out from Antifa about November 4th and asking everybody to show up until the Trump Pence regime is removed from office. Now, what that could be is a day of protest. But the odd fact that's going on with that is it's the 100th year anniversary of the communist Bolshevik revolution in Russia. So, and that would be an extreme significance to what they're planning on tomorrow. Am I worried about what Antifa might be planning? Not so much, because really, I think it is just going to be protests like we've seen before. And I think if it does turn violent, all they're going to do is just further discredit themselves, because there's going to be a lot of people who are also on the left and a lot of people on the center who just don't want a violent revolution. And it's going to get to the point where they call everybody Nazis like they already do anyone who don't agree with them on the right. They like to just call the right Nazis. So when you get enough radical leftists calling more center focused people and people who are more center left, when they start getting called Nazi enough, then it'll be more of a situation where people start waking up to see what is really happening. And the other thing is that Antifa is not a local thing. That is a worldwide organization, and there is leadership, just not known leadership on the top. But the style of revolution that they're trying to start has already been done in different countries, and the main comparator for it is the Arab Spring. And we know these different overthrow protests that happen mainly have been funded by George Soros and George Soros funded organizations. So different front groups that are supported by George Soros. So we really just need to recognize what's being done on our home turf is the same thing that's been done around the world for the last a little over a decade. But again, like I said, I'm not worried about it, especially in my area. I don't think it's going to be a huge thing. And where this Antifa uprisings happening are mainly in already liberal areas. So if you're a non extreme leftist and you live in a more leftist area, then you might need to worry about what's going on. Now, other implications I would be worried about is maybe it affecting the stock market, maybe even shutting down highways and things. These are things that could have a little bit more long term effects. But again, I think it's going to be more like protests like we've seen with Black Lives Matter protests with different police shootings. So that's what I think we could expect tomorrow. But we can never know until we see what happens. Like we've seen videos online, and you go look it up on YouTube, where there are protesters blocking the highway and holding up signs that say it begins November 4th. Well, what begins? I guess that's the best I can say is we'll find out tomorrow. And that's where I'm going to leave it. This is 3SP signing out.